Hello, Denise here. Welcome back. Hope you're well. Today I'm coming on to do my monthly collaboration for the Fanciful Challenge. This is something that goes live on the 5th of each month, and there's myself and 8 other ladies that take part. The challenge is hosted by Monika, aka Paper Mona, and she provides us with a different fold each month. This fold for this month is a full star border card, and for that I am going to be using some elements from this craft kit by Chloe's Creative Cards. It was volume 18, and what I'm going to use, we got some lovely things. We got die, we got stencil, we got an embossing folder and some stamps together with papers. Now I'm going to be using this die and some of the papers, so that's what I'm using with that. So let's have a look at what we need for this card, and I'll get my scoring board as well. So we first of all need a piece of card that measures 6 by 5 inches. The finished card is going to be a 7 by 5 inch card. And then we need 6 pieces which measure 4 inches by 5 inches. And on 2 of them, along the 4-inch side, we need to score at 1, 2 and 3. So that's just on 2 of the pieces. So that's scoring at 1, 2 and 3. Now on the other 4 pieces that we have, all the same size, we need to score at 1/2 inch, 1.5, 2.5 and 3.5. So we do that, as I say, on the 4 pieces. The inspiration from this card, came from Iced Images, and I'll leave a link to her channel in the description box below so you can see the ones that she made. There's some nice ones, some nice designs that she's done. So let's get this done. Now we'll leave the ones with the inch scoring to one side for the moment, but we'll just burnish these that start with the 1/2 inch tab. So that is those 4 pieces burnished. I'm going to go and burnish these 2 pieces, and I'm going to be putting pattern paper down each of these. Now the paper that I'm using is also from the kit, and we need 3/4 of an inch by 4 3/4 of an inch, and we need 16 pieces. So I'm going to go away, get all those stuck down, and then I'll come back to you when we're ready to start assembling the card. These are all the panels stuck on. If you're going to use a pattern paper, be mindful of the fact you'll need your pattern to follow. I've done that on these, and I've also stuck on red liner tape. Now you can use wet glue, but I'm using my red liner tape just for extra strength. So first of all, let's put the pieces with the 1 inch scores to one side. We're going to work on these that have the 1/2 inch tab, and I'm going to just do these 2 for the moment. So first of all, I need to release this red liner tape. So I'm just going to pull that down a little bit and then fold that one over. Let's take that to that side. Let's bend that down. And then I'm taking my base card and I'm going to line that score line up with the edge of the card. Just make sure it's all lined up. Just pop that down rather than work in the air, it'll keep it stable. And then just pull that tab. So that is stuck down onto there. So the next thing we want to do, let me just check, because that's going to hang over a little bit. Don't know whether you can just see it there. When I close it down, it just hangs over there. So I'm just going to take a little bit off the edge of there, just possibly, what, 1/8 of an inch maybe, just to take that off, just a sliver. Then I'll release that paper, just the top of there, and then we just need to fold on that second, where the 1/2 inch tab is, just fold down the next score line, butt it up to there, and it should just go in nicely. It does. So there we have, that is how our first one is going to look. So we'll do the next one. So again, I'm just going to take the top part off to release, fold it over, and then we want to butt this side up to there, making sure it's level with our card, at the top of our card and the bottom of our card, and just butt it up to that one there, and then take off the release paper. And then again, we're just going to put that one down. I think that one will be fine on there. Yes, it is. It just goes nicely. So take that one off. And then we can just fold that one over. And that's what we should have at the moment. So then we are going to turn it over and do the same again on this side with these two. So again, going to take the release paper off here. Oh, should have maybe just left a tab on. Never mind. And then where the base card ends, we are just going to match it up with that, keeping it level with the top and bottom of our card. And then we will take that one off there, and then just fold it by that second one, and we have that. And then we're going to do the next one. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the other ladies do with theirs. So please go along and check it out as well. I do love seeing all the different designs, the different sizes. I've kept the size that was on the iced images, so we just need now to butt that one up to there, make it level top and bottom. So as I said, I've used the sizes that iced images used, but they're so easily adaptable, and I'm going to make a bigger one, and I think I may start, shouldn't really say this word, I may start my Christmas cards and do one for Christmas. So again, fold that second score line and then just fold it down and press. So that is the back one done. So that is what you should have at the moment. Let me just put all this release paper in the bin. So now we will bring in the ones with the inch folds. So I'm going to release, I'll start with this side, I think, work from left to right. So I'm going to put that one down there just to get these level. That one, and then we need to fold that inch one over, and I really didn't need those, did I? That paper, I've put paper there and I didn't need it. So yes, I've cut too many pieces of paper, so you really only need 12 pieces of paper. But hey ho, we will we learn. So I folded that over, got my tabs, and we're going to place that edge just on here. So let me just turn this around so I can just onto that score line there, making it level with the top and bottom of our card. I'll pop that down, get those pieces and pull, and that levels that. And then let's take these off. I have got a video for a half star fold as well, so I'll link that in the description box below. So it's just doing this on the front of a card, this bit. So right, so now we need to level that up with that score line, so it should just go without much effort. So that's it. So that is our first bit. So as I say, I've made a card with, if you ignore that, with just this bit on, what they call a half star fold. So I'll link that in the description box and you can go and have a look at that. So let's turn this over and we'll put this one on. Oh, again, I'll start right to left, or left to right. I don't know about you, but do you get your left and right mixed up whenever I'm talking? I always go 10 left. Oh, no, it isn't. I go 10 right. And I really mean 10 right. I don't know whether it's a lady thing or whether it's just me. I think it's probably just me. So again, we're leveling that side up with this score line here. And make sure we're getting top and bottom level as well. I'll pop that down. Put them the wrong way. Concentrate, Denise, concentrate. Here we go again. So level that up with that score line there, and top and bottom. There we are, with that there, hold that there, and oh dear, that shifted when I pulled. There we go. At least I hadn't pressed. And then take these off. Take that off. And then just fold that over so it lines up with that other one. Pull those down, and there we are. So with just a little bit of manipulation, there we are. I have my half star card. There we are. That's the full star card. So your recipient will have to manipulate it when they take it out of the envelope, but it folds down flat to a 7x5, so it'll fit into a 7x5 envelope. I usually put a little note in the card saying just manipulate it a bit if there's anything like this. So I quite like that. I think that looks good. In her video, Iced Images say you could put papers into there. It's entirely a preference. I think the actual star looks quite good like that, but if you wanted to hide some of the tabs, you could do that. I'm not going to do that now. So now it just leaves me to decorate the panel, and for that I took 2 pieces of white card. One measures 3 3/4 by 4 3/4, and that is going to go on there. And then this one is 3 1/2 by 4 1/2, and I'm using that there. And then this one that measures 3 1/2 by 4 1/2 is going to go on the back, and that is where I'm going to write my message. So let's get those glued down. So there I have my panel on there, and I've also put it on the back. I've used the wishing you a beautiful birthday stamp from the kit, and I've also just put some paper along the bottom of here, as is what I usually like to do to sort of match up the front of the card. So it now just leaves me to put my decoration on the front, and for this I've got this butterfly, which I've taken from, I've used the stamp set in the kit. I've cut out some paper again that was in the kit for the shadow, and then I've put them both together to cut out my butterfly. And I've also cut out the body of the butterfly, and I've done that, and I've put in down the body some gems. These were from a Papercraft Society box. There was loads. I used quite a lot of these, and it never seems to go down. So, and that's going to go on there. But first of all, I want to glitter my butterfly, and for that I'm just going to do the edges. So I'm going to use my chisel tip glue pen, and I'm just going to go round the edges of the butterfly. Do this side first. And I've got my Sparkalicious Crystallina glitter here. So I'm just going to sprinkle that all over the edges. And then I don't know if you can see the glitter on there. I think it is lovely. Then I'm just going to do this other edge. Hit the glue pen around that edge. I do like these. I think this looks gorgeous on edges. Really getting back into my glitter. I blame my crafty friend Katerina because it was seeing the glitter in her cards. It's just wonderful. She's also taking part in this collaboration, so go along and have a look. I'm sure she'll have glitter in her cards. Right, so put that to one side. Let's just get this back into the tub. There we are. Pop that out the way. Lid on, because no doubt I'll have that all over if I don't. Right, so all I want to do now is just glue that onto there, and I am just going to use my glue here, and I'm just going to stick down the body of the butterfly. So I'm just going to match it up with the body on there. Just wait for that to take. I'll keep that out because I want to put the body of the butterfly on, and then take that, just glue down there, and then match that up with that. I've got glue stuck to me, I think, and it's either that or the heat that's making me stick to things. So there we have our butterfly. So I'm going to just pop that on there. Well, I finally found what I was looking for. I'd made some of these. There is the flourish stamp on the kit, which is this, and I knew I'd made some and put them in a pack, and I couldn't find them. The pack had got stuck to something else, so I'm going to glue that onto there. When you're putting your elements on, be mindful that the card is going to go flat. So first of all, let me get this glued down. And again, I think I'm just going to glue it by the body so that there is some dimension there for both the wings. And then that one, I'm just going to pop on like that, and I will glue that down. Glue that so it is going under both of those, and bring it around. So that looks nice. And then in another magazine kit that I have, which I've now put out of the way, is, what have I done with it? There it is. In another magazine kit that I have, I think this was a, let me have a look, Creative Stamping Magazine 149. It came with these sentiments, so I've just used the Best Wishes sentiment from that. and just stamped it in my Colourology Vibrant Violet ink. And that's going to go on there, and I've just raised that onto some foam pads. So there we are, and I'm just going to pop that there. So I think I'm going to leave it there. You could obviously put some more decoration on here if you want, but be mindful of the bulk and how it's going to fold down. I'm just going to leave it like that, and the same. So that is the finished full star border card. So I hope you like that. I've enjoyed making it. As I say, I think these lend themselves to any occasion really, but Christmas seems to be calling me, I think, with this one. So I'm going to make some Christmas cards, and I think, although I like the 7-inch size, I think I could make them bigger as well, rather than having it 5x7, 6x7, 7x7. It's just a case of making these panels bigger in height. So I think that's probably what I'll do. I'll do some bigger ones, maybe not as big, you know, might go up to 8. But I quite like that 7-inch, so I think that's probably what I'll do. Make some Christmas cards like that. So I hope you like it. I hope you like the finished card. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to go over and see all the other ladies' makes. A link has been left in the description box below. I've also left a link to the Facebook page, and if you want to craft along and share what you've made, you can do that on the Facebook page. So I will look forward to seeing your makes. So I think I'll leave it there. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.